we're starting to find out what exactly went wrong with James Harden and his offseason plans. James opted in to the last year of a $35 million deal with the Philadelphia 76ers, not because he necessarily wanted to, but because he didn't have many more options. Apparently, the Houston Rockets had shifted their attention to Fred VanVleet over the last couple days instead of bringing back their all-time great guard in Harden. And then James looked around like, wait, who gonna pay me? Apparently, there just wasn't a market for Harden to get somewhere close to a max deal this offseason. So James opted in with Philadelphia and is gonna hope for a team to come around the block and say, yo, Philly, we'll take James, give you a couple young players to help build around Joel Embiid again. Harden opted in because there wasn't a market for him elsewhere. The first max contract has officially been given out this 2023 free agency, and it goes to Fred VanVleet. He gets a 3-year, $140 million deal with the Houston Rockets. Fred had declined multiple offers from the Toronto Raptors last season, reportedly, and it looks like a decision that was well worth it for him. A big-time deal with a Rockets team that's got some young, versatile wings and guards. And honestly, they ain't paying nobody right now. All they good players on rookie deals. You got to get that money to somebody, and they give it to VanVleet, who's now the new Rockets starting point guard. Kyle Kuzma will be returning to the Washington Wizards on a 4-year, $102 million deal. This dude just got paid. You talk about a guy that has benefited from circumstances around him. Look around in Washington. They don't got anybody. They done traded Bradley Beal. They done traded Kristaps Porzingis. You have to spend at least a certain amount of your cap. So Kyle Kuzma just looking around like, maybe I could wait on Dallas to figure out their Kyrie Irving situation, or I could take this bread from the Washington Wizards, and let's call a spade a spade. In a year's time, the Wizards are most likely going to trade a guy in Kuzma that will stop them from being in the top 5 of the draft lottery, because Kyle can hoop. I think it's a win-win move for Kuzma and the Wizards. He gets his big payday. That's over $25 million a year for a guy that's probably a third option on a serious contending team. He's now the number 1 in Washington. And if you're looking at it from the Wizards' perspective, they got to pay somebody. Kyle Kuzma seemed to be a fan favorite last year in D.C. He'll be back this year. The Chicago Bulls are giving Coby White a 3-year, $40 million deal. Throughout the season, there have been a lot of rumors and speculation that Coby would be on the outs in the Chi. But I do believe if you look at the development, or maybe the lack thereof development with Lonzo Ball, it appears that Lonzo's career may be over, which sounds crazy to say, but it appears we're heading in that direction with these lingering knee injuries. Chicago could have probably chased a couple guards on the open market. We heard Russell Westbrook attached to them, but they just decided to keep it in-house and give Coby White $40 million. To me, that's a number where they're expecting him to be their starting point guard next year. I know Coby loves to be a 2, but I think the Bulls are paying him to be a 1 in that starting lineup alongside LaVine and DeRozan. Welcome to NBA offseason 2023. You're in great hands with Hoops FERRO. There's no network behind me. There's no budget behind me. Just straight grind and hoops talk. If you don't want to miss a beat this offseason from trades, free agent signings, and draft talk, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Let's run these numbers up. It's free $99 to show me that you support the grind. Let's go.